I've got a counter offer though, Pucho. I've got a counter offer. Imagine that Solid Snake or Big Boss is a little metal ball, and then all of the pins of a pachinko machine are the mines. And so, as Solid Snake, you need to make it down through the minefield.
Well, boys, for our first topic, what video game did you play that made you into a gamer, that made you say, you know what, this shit is what I like, this is what I want to do? I'll start off with you, Steven.
Yeah, it's a really tricky question because I'd phases of playing video games. It was like I was really into video games, like with the N64, and then kind of fell off. And then probably the first time that it was like, shit, these are good, was my mate got me a Wii for my 21st. And, we're playing Wii bowling, all that sort of shit. But the first game I bought, because I always knew I wanted it, because of, I'd rented the games and stuff, was Twilight Princess on Wii.
Let's go.
And, like, I hadn't come out as a gamer to my my then girlfriend, who's now my wife, and so I've got like this, a freaking a TV set up in the spare bedroom of our unit that we were going to during university, and like I dumped like 50 hours, like not straight, but over like 4 days or something into freaking Twilight Princess. I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking awesome. I really want to keep playing video games.
You did this secretly without her realizing you were putting 50 hours into this game?
Not secretly, but when she asked how much have you been playing that, I definitely lied.
I thought you were like faking a bathroom break, and you'd go into the back room and play a little bit more.
It's happened so many times. We were renting another place, and it had a back room where it was my games room, and it was post university. I just had a bunch of mates, and we'd just get drunk, and usually we'd just play Mario Kart 64, just all the time, and then I was watching. Oh, that's right. My mate came around and showed me Arkham Asylum. And I was like, oh, shit, this looks so good. And
Did
so
you like
I bought
Diddy Kong Racing at all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did, but I don't like the drifting as much. The drifting
okay.
doesn't appease me. But yeah, so I bought the PS3 and had it in this back room and never told my girlfriend. And then, I was just like, you know what? I'm playing Red Dead Redemption. This game looks amazing. I've got to show her. So I snuck it out to the main room and just started playing it. And then she's sort of like, what's that? And it's like, oh, my PS3. What? When did you buy that? And I'm like, oh, ages ago. What are you talking about? Like, I've had this for ages. It's no big deal. Like, I just spent like $500 on this freaking game system that I probably didn't have.
Oh my god, that's epic. I also spent $500 on my PS3. That's incredible. $550 with tax.
Whoa.
Yeah. That American tax is a motherfucker.
That's insane. That's cool though, man. You just kind of hide your gaming love that you just found, and it's just like, Ben had it. That's awesome. Now that made me think too now, because it had to be around, I think, Nintendo 64, man, and it had to be GoldenEye. I think that's when it hit me. It was just getting that golden gun, doing the shooters.
Was it the multiplayer or single player?
The multiplayer. The multiplayer is what did it for me. Single player was
so
awesome.
The competitive.
Yeah. That's where the shooting love
birthed the toxicity.
Yes. I was toxic. Bro. Younger me was the level of toxic was just beyond the Modern Warfare Xbox lobby kids. Like, it was.
Tony looks like a real Odd Job kind of guy to me.
I was gonna say he sits on the character that's next to Odd Job, like Jaws or something, and then it's like, yeah, no odd jobs, and then everyone selects and is like, switch back.
I remember it used to be a race to get to Odd Job when you were playing with 4 players. Everyone would race.
The second shortest guy was Valentine. So it'd be like everybody's running for Odd Job. You're like, I ain't get him, but you're going straight for Valentine.
Yeah,
in Nightfire, they actually added knickknacks, so they had a shorter character than Oddjob. But the coolest thing about Oddjob in Nightfire was he actually had his bowler cap as a unique weapon, and it was a one-hit kill with a headshot. It was fucking cool.
Is that a GameCube or Nintendo 64?
That was GameCube, yeah.
Oh my god, fire! Yo, I love Nightfire. What a good game.
I never owned the GameCube, sadly. I missed out on a great console, I think.
Super underrated console.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was also exactly what it was advertised as. It was a cube that you gamed on. The thing looked like a box.
You had the handle, so you had superior grabbing technology.
You could beat somebody's ass with that cube. They get crazier on you. Wow, get the fuck out of here.
I remember one time I was going up the stairs with it, and I was holding it, and I fell forward, and I just went, landed on the
I bet it survived. I bet it booted up just fine.
It did. It was the same one that you needed to put a book on in order to get the CD to go down enough.
Man.
It was.
And over time, the book trick stopped working as well. So we started stacking more and more books. It become like the stack of shit on Doe's GameCube just to get games to work. It was ridiculous.
No, but yeah, that's what that game on 64. That pretty much turned me out, I guess, to gaming. And then after that, the second biggest level is SOCOM on PlayStation. Like I've spent, I don't even know how many hours on that game growing up as a kid. Like crazy. I had the maps all printed out. I had exit points, all types of shit. I had a clan of 200 fucking people. I was really running that fucking game. And then, yeah, life hit me. And then I stopped playing and then gradually started getting back into it again. But yeah, no, man, gaming is definitely, it hits everybody differently. That's why it's like it's always good to hear who and how you got into it, because everybody has a different story. But
I got a couple.
I think I had three. I think that I had like three big ones. Like the first one was original Super Mario Bros. It came on that dual disc. It had Duck Hunt on one, and then it had Super Mario Bros. You could boot into. And that was like my first gaming experience, and it was all right. It didn't like grab me. I wasn't like, this is the shit I want to do all day, every day, forever. Like it was a fun thing. But the two game changers after that were probably Super Mario World and not Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana came along before Chrono Trigger as far as like the ones that I played, and Secret of Mana was game changing for me. It was, oh shit, games can have a story. They can have emotions that they push through. You had the option to play with multiple people and go through this quest together. There was there was armor and all this shit. It's just all these things that like just hit these like really happy points for me.
One of the first games that used like real-time stamina too.
Yes, and there was a little bit of a skill level to it. Like you could just like hack and slash at everything, or you could time your power shots, and you could use magic to actually weaken people. And it was an interesting experience. I didn't realize gaming could be that at the time.
And you could play co-op.
Yeah, the co-op was a game changer. I had that thing too on my Super Nintendo where I could plug in 3 controllers to it, so I could play with my cousin and my brother at the same time, and all 3 of us would run through Secret of Mana. It's good times.
Very nice.
I did not know that the I didn't know the Super Nintendo had a multi-tap.
It did.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
PS1 multi-tap.
Yeah, PS1 multi-tap was crazy, but yeah, on the Super Nintendo, the only games I remember playing on multi-tap, like I remember we played NBA Jam.
Yep.
So you could play 4 players. You could control all the players on the court. Yeah, that was crazy. And then there was like some, I don't know, maybe like a Madden game or something. But I hated those football games on the Super Nintendo. They suck.
It's interesting to note what your going around to a mate's place party games was, because obviously I had the Nintendo 64, so going around to a mate's place was for the PlayStation, and it was Worms Armageddon for me. Like, that was the best party game, because Crash Bash kind of sucks compared to Mario Party.
Yeah.
And most, I don't know, for me, like Siphon Filter and stuff just didn't, all those multiplayer games just felt tacked on. Like, so like for me, the PlayStation was, and even like, yeah, Tony Hawk, because you could only play horse and stuff. So it just felt like it was more of a single player experience, the PlayStation.
The one on Xbox for me was Fusion Frenzy. It was
in the
so
balls?
fucking good. Yeah, the
like
little
rolling
ball
around the
game.
balls.
Yeah, yes. Yes, that game had a lot of fun mini games.
My cousin had a Nintendo 64, so we were all about Mario Kart. And also the Madden 64, whatever the first Madden game was that came out on Nintendo 64, we're all about that. My uncle would come into my cousin's bedroom and be like, "You guys playing some football?" And he'd sit down and he'd play with us all night.
Yeah. I definitely loved some good PS2 WWF games and stuff like that.
Ooh, we're gonna get into a entire sidebar if we're talking about wrestling games for the N64. But real quick, there was a NHL Wayne Gretzky game that I would rent from Blockbuster an insane amount of times. It was the only hockey experience I've ever had. But Wayne Gretzky will always have my heart.
I actually have a poster of his saying with Michael Scott on it. That if you miss every shot you don't take, greatest quote ever, I think. But whatever.
So similar to Mateo, I have 3 games that kind of solidified what I loved about games. So obviously for me it was I played the Nintendo a little bit, but I was like too young. But when I played Super Mario World, it was the first game that I ever played that I was like, I need to do everything in this game. And I, beat all the levels, go to Star World, do all those levels, find the secret, and, change the season, all that shit. I remember doing all this shit. I wanted to get 100 on my save file.
Yeah.
And I just played the living shit out of that game. I just couldn't get enough of it. And then when Metal Gear Solid came out,
Ooh.
That's probably my all-time favorite game, by the way. But when Metal Gear Solid came out, it was really the first time that I played a game that I had to go find people that had also played the game, and I just needed to like talk to them about this experience. And like my cousin loved the game as well, and we would just talk nonstop about like who all these characters were, what were their motive, just all this shit. And I this is the first game that like really like sucked me into like this world, It also helped quite a bit that there were 2 games before Metal Gear Solid, and we had never played those. So we were like, we don't know who Solid Snake is. We don't know why he's a legend. Oh my God, he fought this guy on a minefield. That sounds crazy. Like all this stuff. There's like, they just build the game as like, part 1 or something, but it's really part 3 in the series of games. And then it was Chrono Trigger, believe it or not. So like in the early 2000s, I used to go to friend of the pod, also been on the pod, Felix. I used to go to his house all the fucking time, and he had all these emulators on his computer. And I remember playing Chrono Trigger there for the very first time. I never played Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo, and just playing through this RPG. I had previously played Final Fantasy 7 and 8, but I Chrono Trigger was the first time that I really was like, okay, I really like these games. And then like all the time travel shit, and then the New Game Plus, and the
There's
different
layers.
endings, and all of this stuff. It was like this is all the reasons why I love this shit. And then I like double backed and like played Final Fantasy 7, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that like I played this game and didn't really give it like the full attempt or whatever. I don't know. Those 3 games in particular were very, very special to me. I still play all 3 of those games. Like every year or so, I'll boot up something and I'll find a way to play these games, and they're still good. They all hold up. I'll play Super Mario World, Chrono Trigger, Metal Gear Solid any day of the week. Like
Bucho's not going to find true happiness in his life until he sees that fight in the minefield.
I want them to remake the first 2 Metal Gear games. This is what I really wanted. And then Kojima left, and the Konami situation's all kind of fucked. They'll like if Konami does this, I'll still play it. But I want them to remake those original 2 Metal Gear games that came out for like the Microsoft whatever fucking computer that nobody even owned. Just remake them in 3D, make it look beautiful. Figure out how to make these maps, all this stuff. Yeah, I want to see that fight on a minefield. I want to see some limbs get blown off.
I've got a counter offer though, Pucho. I've got a counter offer. Imagine that Solid Snake or Big Boss is a little metal ball, and then all of the pins of a pachinko machine are the mines. And so, as Solid Snake, you need to make it down through the minefield. Yeah, to beat the game.
Yeah, that's that Konami shit. I remember when they came out with this trailer, this Metal Gear Solid 3. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, it's an HD or a remake and blah blah." And at the end, they just kind of throw in the pachinko game, and we're like, "What?" And there's all these beautiful. They recreated all the cutscenes in this super beautiful HD at that time, and it was for a fucking pachinko machine. It was so disappointing.
It's when I realized Konami had sold out. They had there's no honor in their heart.
Yeah,
but there's reports that they're gonna make a comeback, right? That they're saying they're hiring for some the interwebs. Okay, they're hiring for some jobs in game programming and things. And Capcom did it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Konami could do it too. Who knows?
And supposedly they've said to the indie developers and stuff, pitch us, because now they've sold a whole heap of options for Silent Hill games, and they've literally just opened up the floodgates to say pitches because we love money and that's all we care about. So as long as you make us money, we'll sell you our shit.
All of those Silent Hill games that they showed trailers for and teasers of, they do look interesting. They look like they might be something fun.
After playing Dead Space recently, I want it all. Remake it all. All of it. Remake
Tony, you have a shit opinion on this.
I'm tired of fucking remake. The word remake kills me. This is terrible. Why do you want to go repay for the game again? Dead Space is good. Leave it where it's at.
Tony, this opinion is so hard to respect, though, when you've been playing Call of Duty for so many years. Call of Duty, I would argue, is just a remake after a remake after a remake.
Go play Call of Duty, Tony. Anyways, my 3, very important. I got inspired when Pucho talked about eating Kraft American cheese slices and watching the Double Dragon movie. I was like, what experience do I have tied to a film or video games? And it's glazed donuts. I was eating glazed donuts and playing Super Mario RPG. I faked sick from school, and I knew that there was an entire case of glazed donuts. And I literally played Super Mario RPG all fucking day. I got stuck that very day. I got stuck, and it took me months to get after. So in the sunken ship in Super Mario RPG, there's this you gotta solve some clue. It says what's something that shines like the sun at the deepest part of the sea, and it was pearls, and I didn't know what the fuck it was forever. I was stumped on it, but I played until then that day, so I remembered.
Oh, nice.
Then my second memory is KOTOR on the Xbox, playing through that experience. I think there was one session that I did over 14 hours of just nonstop. Just go to use the bathroom, eat, do something, come back, play for 14 hours, bro. And I did not stop playing that game.
That was a rental, and that's the worst rental because it's such a long game. But it's but I loved it even though it's janky as hell. It was so good.
Yeah.
See, I missed the boat on that one. I never played KOTOR at the time, and then I tried playing it after other RPGs came out that had done a bit better, and they had better systems that made sense. Yeah. And then I tried to play it. I was like, this doesn't make any damn sense. Everything is the jankiest way possible to do it. It's not enjoyable.
First thing I downloaded when I got the Xbox, which was my first Xbox since the OG, was download Morrowind on Game Pass. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's get amongst it. Because that was another rental, and it just cannot hold up because it's just so obtuse. It's just incomprehensible.
So foreshadowing, my third pick, Oblivion.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
And look at their faces. Look at them. Look at their faces. They know.
Though it was a bunny hopping bitch.
I hated that shit.
They know. My dedication to Oblivion.
Always up your agility.
Some people would say that his calves looked like Chris's biceps from Resident Evil 5.
Yes.
Well, mine got so good that when you went on those runs, like in Oblivion, you could jump over the fence and like skip like most of the sections of it.
That's exactly what I did. I got so good that I could like literally hop from the floor to the top of someone's house. Like, it was so good. I was like, yes.
That was
Very
terrible.
satisfying.
I remember I ruined that game for Doughboy as well.
Yes,
we have
you
a friend
did.
who also played the game. Shout outs to Easy. He was a mage.
No,
a
that
magic.
was Skyrim.
Oh,
that
it was Skyrim?
Yeah, that was Skyrim.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
my bad. And he showed me some magical shit. I was blown away by this game, and I was just shitting on Doughboy. Like, dude, you pick shield and sword. This guy's fucking casting spells, and he didn't want nothing to do
He
with
made
me
it.
for the rest of
There
the
was
night.
a spell that he did that made it rain in game, and he's like, he can make it rain.
I was hyped by that shit. I was so shocked. I'm like, yo, this guy is a god, bro. Like, there's no fucking way. Game, and I would never play that game though. That's the thing. Like, I won't ever put time in it. But watching
You don't
somebody
play
play
anything,
it, I
but
enjoy
okay,
it though.
thank you.
I like watching people play certain games.
I love this meme. Just Tony doesn't play any video games. My favorite meme on this podcast.
That's crazy.
Some people would say he's a fake gamer.
He's posing.
Been playing game my whole life. Game of life. How about that? Anyways, so Steven, I did want to ask you a question. You're just a natural RPG guy, I'm assuming? Like,
No, not at all. Actually,
No?
I only love Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and then every other RPG, it's like you've got to have that 10 out of 10 masterpiece for me to even try it, which was like Persona 5. Like, there's not
Chained
many others.
Echoes?
Chrono Trigger. I started Chained Echoes, but then for some reason I ended up buying the Castlevania Advanced Collection and been playing that, and that's been a bit of fun. Yeah, no, I'm an action adventure guy. So like,
okay.
give me from the dumb stuff like Uncharted to like the really, obviously, your Zeldas and any Metroidvania really. Yeah, that's my. I like jumping. If it has a double jump, I'm gonna like the game. Like, yeah.
Oh, so
Let me
like,
say something sacrilegious, okay? Because I'm also one of the biggest Metroidvania fans around. The Hollow Knight thing, I didn't love Hollow Knight. Everybody loves Hollow Knight.
I actually really liked Hollow Knight.
Can I drop a poocho and say you are bugging?
I hated the
and that is
map in
literal for Hollow Knight. Oh, the map is amazing.
I enjoyed Hollow Knight.
It's like
Hi-Fi Rush, really good, man. I just started checking that one out like 2 days ago. Enjoying the hell out of it,
Nice.
and it has a double
Yeah,
jump.
Ooh, yeah, that intrigues me because I love the cel shaded graphics. The only thing I was worried about was if the combat was going to be too simple. Because like when they showed it off, it looked like it was kind of like a 3-button combo kind of thing. So that's my biggest. Yeah.
The
Line
combos
point.
are the combos are definitely a little simple as far as like you're only pressing like 2-3 buttons realistically, right? But because of the timing aspect, I think that ups the difficulty level a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, like just adding timing to stuff just makes it so awesome. Like just thinking about Dowie with Super Mario RPG, like adding that element of timing to turn-based combat is fucking awesome.
It's
That
it's
super
bright.
jump, you
it's
can
such-
land
it's
it
such a
every
s-
time. You could keep going infinite.
It's such a smart idea too, though, because it freshened up the combat system a little bit. I mean, I love Chrono Trigger, but even the combat in Chrono Trigger is a little samey. You're doing like the same
Yeah.
3 spells, 3 techniques over and over and over again.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. At
That's
some
why I
point,
like
you got to just...
Suikoden. Suikoden like kind of refreshed it as well.
Suikoden it was dope because it'd be like you'd input all these commands and then everybody's just jumping around doing all these attacks at the same time. It just you're like hitting a guy and someone's in the back hitting them with arrows. It just seemed like you set up like a it's like everybody went to the huddle in a football game. They called the play and then when action hits, everybody's like executing like it would in a real fight. And it seemed crazy, and I loved all the times you'd like attack and then it'd do these like random zoom ins and stuff. Suikoden looked so incredible to me. Like I love that shit.
Yeah. Now, Steven, are you a fan of, or have you ever played Minecraft at all?
My son's a big Minecraft player.
Let's go.
I've been making over the last like month like a labyrinth for him to go through. So like I have no idea any of the systems of Minecraft other than like ladders and shit. So pretty much my idea of making a labyrinth is literally a maze with some ladders and some underground sections and some lava and shit like that. Like he told me that you can use like water on like lava and stuff, so I can put it out. So I put like a trap where there'd be a bunch of lava and he has to put it out with water to get through and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's my main experience with Minecraft is just playing with my son a bit. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get to that level where I can play games with my son, show him how to get a decent headshot up close with a sniper rifle. We don't do this hiding shit. All right, I'm still a little hot about that.
Tony puts a 20x zoom on his rifle so he can kill someone that's 5 feet away.
Yeah. You gotta have options, man. You gotta have options. But that's cool. So, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your son?
7. Yeah, so he's been playing since he was 3. We got him a Switch because he was grabbing my Switch and freaking watching YouTube on it and mucking around with it, and I'm just like, oh, I'm sort of sick of this bullshit, so I'll get him his own Switch. And so I got him a Switch, and he started out with like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, but he's got to finish like 20, 30 games in the 4 years that he's been gaming or something like that.
That's awesome.
And,
that might be that's more games than I've completed in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he's pretty awesome. And then my daughter's just gone 3, so she got her Switch at like 2 or 2.5 or something because it was like, oh, she's interested because he's playing, and so she's played mostly just like Animal Crossing and a few other more lifestyle chill games, but she loves Mario, and yeah, so she'll like just boot up. I think she's put in like 20 hours into like Mario 3D World or something like that. Like, yeah.
Your wife was not ready for the gaming family she was about to go.
No, I got her a Switch Lite as well, so we've got 4 Switches in the house.
You converted the family.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I've tried. My daughter's 3.5, and I've tried sitting her down to play games, and she's just not super into it. Like, she tries a little bit, so I've been trying to think like, all right, what the fuck are the training wheels of games? Like, what games do I need to like get her into to kind of start, getting her to play games?
That's easy. It's Elden Ring, Guitar Hero.
No, not Guitar Hero. You gotta go Guitaru Man. You gotta go a bit harder than that.
Guitaru
Man. No, but yeah, the Mario Kart 8, because it has self-drive and also like an autocorrect on the steering, is like, it's phenomenal because that's just a concept that some kids just can't get originally. Yeah, maybe they know how to hold the A button, but they don't know how to turn. Or they know how to turn, but they don't know how to hold the A button. They can press it. Because I for the longest time, I was telling my daughter, hold it down. And she didn't understand what hold means. Like, she's holding the controller. And then, like, yeah. Even I thought that they made Switch Sports more difficult because for some reason you have to hold the button the entire time while you're bowling a bowling ball. And so my daughter, it would be her turn. And luckily they have also simultaneous mode where everyone can bowl at the same time because, God, I'd have to go over there and hold her button for her and, like, throw her arm because she just can't get it.
Oh. Awesome. Yeah. I do think, though, they do need to make that more into, like, for my son, he watches me play Mario Kart, but he loves Super Mario. Like, I don't know what it is about Mario. All he wants to do is jump and spin. That's all he wants Mario to do. And to me, I'm just like, why do you love this so damn much? Like, I don't know.
The one moment that I thought was really cute was you were jumping on a flower and he would do the spin move. And Luca will go ape shit every single time you bounced on the flower.
Crazy. And I'm just
like, that's the thing. They know some cheat code because, first of all, like, the music is phenomenal. Like, and that isn't in straight away. And it's super colorful. And all the games look gorgeous. And just kids love it. Like, there's nothing more than that. It's just, it looks good. It sounds good. And it's simple. Like...
Yeah, there's a reason why that Super Mario World intro cut grabs so many people. It's like so many colors. It just works. It was such a beautiful intro to a game.
It's a bit bullshit to have like Bullet Bill just fucking shoot you
right
in the face though, right at the start.